If you're an AEP as much as I am, you might have noticed a new feature that's popped up in Datastreams. In the top right-hand corner, when you edit your data stream, you might see an option called Bot Detection. Now, what does that mean? Bot detection is exactly what it sounds like. Adobe uses the IAB bot detection list to flag all known bots and spiders that are landing on your site and sending data into AEP. Now, why is this important? This is important because right now, you might be getting some data from those bots and spiders, and that's by design. Some people want to use that data to make decisions like, well, are we getting more traffic from these crawlers? Are our SEO efforts doing stuff? I don't know. There's probably a thousand reasons someone might want that data. But there wasn't always a real turnkey way to filter that traffic out until now. But it comes with a little bit of a catch. There is a little bit of setup work to do to ensure that you are flagging those bots and you're taking steps to mitigate it from your reports. Now, there's one other big caveat here. The caveat is it doesn't get rid of all bots and fraud, but it's a really good start. Now, the one challenging thing that I found is the documentation's a little light. It's still brand new, and you know how it kind of goes with Adobe documentation. It's sometimes there's a lot to be desired. But that's why I made this video, to help you dive into this new feature and get the most out of it quickly. So let's start. First, what we'll do is go to our data stream section in AEP. Then we'll click on our data stream, in this case, our data stream for the Blue Acorn ICI website. And on the right-hand side, you'll see an option for bot detection. Let's click into that. Now, if you haven't been here before, your little toggle thingy might be unchecked. What you want to do is actually check this box to enable that bot detection. And what it's doing is it's using the IAB/ABC International Spiders and Bots list for bot detection on the data stream. Now, if you're not familiar with what this is, in short, without going into too much detail, it's a list of known user agents and IP addresses that are associated with bots. Think, search crawlers or fraudsters that just spam the internet from certain IP addresses. This doesn't take care of all of our bots, but it does knock out a good chunk. And that's why enabling this is so important. But just enabling it doesn't exclude these bots and spiders from our data. We have to take an extra couple steps so we can filter them out of our data view. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go into our schema because we have to define where this data should go. Click Schemas. Now I'm going to go into our corresponding schema, the Blue Acorn ICI website schema. And if you haven't enabled the bot detection or modified your schema, you might not see this bot detection line item. And this line item comes from a field group called bot detection information. So if you don't have this, click on the add button on your field group, and under search, just type bot. You should see a checkbox here for bot detection information. You're going to want to check this box. Since I've already added it to my schema, I don't have to check this box, and it's not going to let me. So let's cancel out of there, and boom. You should have an object called bot detection and another field called score. The score field is either a 1 or a 0. If you are flagged as being a known bot or spider, you'll have a 1. Otherwise, you are a 0. So once those field groups are in place, what we're going to do is head on over to CJA. So let's click on the drop down, go to CJA. And in our data views, I'll click on our data view and go to components, because we're not done once we've added the object to our schema. We still have to add the fields into your included components. Now, if you're lazy like me, you're just going to click Add All and skip all the duplicates. And it will add the metric called score. So I'm going to look for score. And you can see that the schema path is bot detection dot score right here. And then you want to click Save and Continue. Now, our last step is to see this in action in Workspace. So what we're going to do is add hour of day into our freeform table. And I'm only doing this because I enabled this feature today. Your mileage may vary, and you may have to wait a little while for data to propagate. So be mindful of when you turn that on and add it to your schema. And we'll look for score. So we can see bot detection.score as our metric. So let's add this here. I'm going to take out events and add sessions. And here you can see all of the different sessions that were flagged as bot traffic. And you'll see here that, okay, well, 10 out of 100. That's a 10% of our traffic is flagged as a known bot or spider. So my recommendation would be to look at this data and validate it and ensure that it looks good to you. Because if it does, what we're going to do next is actually completely exclude this data from our data view. So the data that we're looking at does not include bots or spiders. So let's go back to data views. And I'll click into the blue acorn view. Go to settings. And we'll create a filter here where we're looking for score. And we want to remove any person, which is an interesting way to define a bot, where the score equals 1. And I'm going to call this bot traffic. And we also want to set this to exclude, not include. So I'll click on options, toggle this to exclude, and we should see this kick back up to about 100%. So let's click save. And then save and finish. And that's it. Wow. What a thrill ride. Now you might be thinking, okay, Jim, I've done it. I've solved our bot problem. And for one or two of you out there, you might be right. For the rest of us, this is just the beginning. There are lots of different types of bots, and the IAB list only detects known user agents and known IP addresses. That means that bots and crawlers that are using a lot of different proxies and valid user agents, which, by the way, is one of the easiest parameters to fake, they're still getting through. Now, that's not to take away from the utility of this feature. This is still really useful, and everyone should have this enabled. However, there's still a lot of work to be done with bot mitigation. And it's one of the biggest emerging issues with data cleanliness. So if you're watching this, I recommend reaching out, leave a comment, something, message me on Measure Slack. I don't care. There's a million ways to get in touch with me. Let's talk about how to better mitigate bots and crawlers, because data integrity has never been more important, and maintaining that integrity has never been harder. And so get a head start. And I know it's hard. I know it's really hard to say some of our data might be incorrect. But you're either leading that charge or you're getting run over by it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you want more information and if you want some advice on how to take some of those important next steps. And let me know if you have any questions about this, any strategies. I love talking about this stuff. If you've known me for any amount of time, this is a really big passion of mine. So anyway, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.